Daily Trust News Center. This is the News Hour.
Tonight on News Hour, APC presidential candidate woos voters in Kano as Kwankwaso commissions campaign office in Delta. Fuel subsidy ends in 2023 as Finance Minister gives budget breakdown. 20 rice farmers feared killed in Kebbi boat mishap. And on the international scene, Al-Shabaab claims deadly car bomb attack in central Somalia. Hello and welcome to News Hour on Trust TV. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Now the news in details. Thousands of APC supporters in Kano attend the party's presidential campaign rally at Sani Abacha Stadium on Wednesday. The APC presidential candidate, Bola Tinubu, while in Kano, has pledged to revive the alien manufacturing sector in the state. Salim Umar reports that the party leaders presented party flags to the state governorship candidate and his running mate. The report.
The road from the Kano State Government House to the Sani Abacha Stadium, venue of the grand rally, was shut. Thousands trooped to the streets in support of the presidential ambition of Tinubu. It took the procession at least 3 hours to arrive at the venue, distance of about 10 minutes on a normal day. Party supporters across the 4 local government areas gathered at Sani Abacha Stadium to show support to the presidential candidate and other party flag bearers, with singers and drummers singing praises on them.
Your Excellency, there are so many variables to be taken into consideration when you are planning to win an election. Here in Kano State, we have taken all the variables into consideration. But the most important is the credentials of our presidential candidate and the credentials of his running mate. That is the credibility, that is the capacity, that is the ability of Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I will serve you, serve Nigeria, and keep my promise. Always, always. God bless you.
APC National Chairman Senator Abdullahi Adamu presented flags to the State Deputy Governor Dr. Nasir Yusuf Gawuna, who is the governorship candidate, and his running mate Murtala Silagaru. The presidential candidate, who was in Kano for the last 2 days, was accompanied by the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, Senate President, Senator Ahmad Lawan, senators, ministers, governors of Kano, Kaduna, Zamfara, Plateau, Borno, and Lagos states, among other party stakeholders across the country. Salim Umar Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
The presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, on Wednesday urged the people of Delta State to support and vote for the party in the forthcoming elections. Kwankwaso made the call shortly after he commissioned the campaign office of Honor Chair Anthony Ochie in Ogwashuku, Delta State. He said the NNPP is the national party to beat in the coming elections and called on all candidates on the party's platform to work towards ensuring victory for the party at the polls. While noting that ethnicity and religion are the hallmark of the APC and the PDP, Kwankwaso said both parties are not working for the good of Nigerians. He also promised to build 500 classrooms in 3 years, take children out of the streets, as well as create massive employment for the people in the state.
We made it clear that we are going to build 500,000 classrooms in 3 years, meaning we are going to mop up all our children that are on the streets now, those who are not going to school. That's why we said Nobody should pay for NECO, for WAEC, or for JAM. All these things should be free of charge so that the sons and daughters of everybody in this country will have an opportunity to go to school.
Select leaders of the People's Democratic Party in Oyo State have boasted that the agitation by members of the G5 governors who are opposed to the continued stay in office of its national chairman, Iyorchia Ayu, will not in any way affect its chances at the presidential election. Leaders of the party spoke in Ibadan during a chat with newsmen. The report.
These are prominent leaders of the People's Democratic Party giving details of activities lined up for the presidential campaign of its candidate, Atiku Abubakar, in Oyo State. Their scheduled activities commenced with a solidarity walk on Wednesday. The Oyo PDP governorship candidate and incumbent governor, Seyi Makinde, is obviously not on the same page with Atiku Abubakar over calls for the removal of its national chairman, Iyorchia Ayu. But this group of leaders say the agitation by the G5 governors would not in any way affect the chances of its presidential candidate.
Members of PDP in the state and beyond are embarking on a march in support of the presidential aspiration of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, GCON, our presidential candidate, and by the grace of God, the incoming president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
We must reject this Emiloko mentality. It is personal, it is pernicious, entitlement mentality, selfish, totally unacceptable. Yorubas are better than that. Anybody that tells us Yoruba that is about him should be totally dismissed. He didn't even say Awalokon, so it's got nothing to do with us. It's about him. Why do I care about your personal interest?
Everybody believes that politics is a game of number. I agree with you with the principle, but at the same time, the most important thing is what did Atiku intend to offer over 200 million Nigerians, not the issue of G5.
Former Minister of State for Federal Capital Territory, Jumoke Akinjide, reacted to the recent letter by former President Olusegun Obasanjo to Nigerian youths.
Please, we have to put a stop to this incompetent government. And that is the reason why we are coming out tomorrow to take a walk and give hope to the people of Oyo State, give hope to the market women, give hope to every one of us in this state. Let them know that it is possible to put smiles once again on their faces.
The leaders of the PDP here say its presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, is the most prepared to rescue Nigeria from its present state and deliver the much-needed dividends of democracy to the Nigerian masses.
Bayelsa State Governor Duye Diri says the People's Democratic Party wants the 5 aggrieved governors of the party back to its fold. Duye said this when he met with the Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki and his Delta State counterpart Ifeanyi Okowa on Tuesday as part of efforts to ensure the PDP's victory in the forthcoming presidential election. Governor Diri, who spoke on the position of the G5 governors, said the party is not ruling out discussing with them to persuade them to return and work for the victory of the party's candidate, Atiku Abubakar.
For us, we want a united PDP. And at all times when we meet, we always focus on the unity of the party. And we are not foreclosing speaking to our brothers. Even today, we've talked about that, and we are still calling on our brothers to be part of their own party and work in unity with every other person.
A new year, and at this time
we're supposed to go around felicitating as family, to wish each other well and pray together and hope that the new year brings good tidings. So we're here today to visit with our brother and, by the grace of God, our next vice president, to wish him good tidings, wish him well.
Still in politics, the Taraba State chapter of the Tinubu Shetima Presidential Council has been inaugurated in Jalingo with the Minister of Transportation, Muazu Jaji Sambo, as coordinator. The chapter has also been tasked to be united in their quest to wrestle power from the PDP. Jaji Sambo, while addressing party supporters, said it's time for the APC to close its ranks and lead a united campaign that will deliver the party at all levels. Other stalwarts who graced the occasion spoke on the achievements of the APC-led federal government, especially in the areas of food security, infrastructure, and social investment programs, among others.
In the real sense, a victory for the presidential candidate alone won't suffice, and that will bring a coveted development to our dear state. But it will make more sense if you have an APC president, an APC governor, APC senators from our senatorial districts, APC members of the House of Reps, APC State House of Assembly members, APC local government chairmen, and APC councillors.
The Adamawa State APC governorship candidate, Aishatu Binani, says she will not be distracted by any attempt from the opposition aimed at weakening her movement towards the general election. Binani stated this in Yola while inaugurating state executives and local government chapters of the Adamawa Youth Initiative. Salis Lawang has the report.
Senator Binani, who was represented by Aminatu Dahiru Binani, urged the members of the support group to be law-abiding and remain resolute toward ensuring that Senator Binani wins the Adamawa gubernatorial seat.
I want you to remain committed on your oath in supporting our presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu and our gubernatorial candidate Senator Aisha Binani. I also congratulate you for being with the winning team. Please let's unite toward ensuring our candidate at all levels emerge victorious.
State chairperson of the newly inaugurated support group, Rashida Gidadu, reiterated that Senator Aishatu Binani, if given the mandate, will provide the needed development in Adamawa within a short period of time and pledged to be law-abiding.
Kungiyar Adamawa Youth Initiative kungiya ce ta matasa masu ƙaunar Binani.
The idea of setting this support group may not be unconnected with our strong desire as women to see that our fellow govern the state. Senator Aisha Tutahira Ahmed Binani is our gubernatorial candidate, and I believe having her as our elected governor will be a great achievement, not only to women, but the state in general. Hence, we are calling on every meaning citizen to support us towards ensuring the success of our candidate at all levels.
This is an organization that renders good support of empowering youths. Based on our good programs and policies, we believe if given the chance, Binani will make life easy to the people of this state.
Senator Binani further reiterated her determination to ensure success of our party at all levels. From Yola, Salis Lawan, Trust TV News.
The Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning on Wednesday presented the 2023 budget to the public. The presentation followed the signing of the appropriation bill into law by President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday. Chamunda Beng reports.
The public presentation, which took place at the ministry's headquarters in Abuja, is aimed at giving the public an insight into the nation's proposed spendings for the year and also allow for comments and questions from the public. According to the finance minister, the 2023 budget was prepared on the backdrop of global and domestic challenges. During the presentation, the minister revealed that the federal government has spent about 5.24 trillion naira on debt servicing alone between January and November 2022.
The deficit to GDP ratio is 5.03%, which is higher than the 3% as stipulated by the Fiscal Responsibility Act. And we're working with the National Assembly to determine what we need to do, whether or not we need to amend that provision of the Fiscal Responsibility Act, because several countries have actually done that. In the times in which we live in today, that 3% is no longer realistic. Public debt to GDP, we have 22.8%. This is as at 2022, but this has since moved on to 35.33%. Once we, this is as of September, once we adjust to the Ways and Means that has already been approved to be securitized. So once we bring it in, this will take us to 35.33%.
Nigeria's tussle with subsidy removal was once again brought to the forefront. The Buhari-led administration had planned to remove fuel subsidy by June of 2022, but the plan was shelved following outcry by Nigerians.
The projected fiscal outcomes in the 2023 budget is based on petroleum subsidy reform ratio, and that is to say, in the 2023 framework, we had assumed and the National Assembly had approved that the petroleum subsidy will remain up to the middle of 2023 based on the 18 months extension announced early in 2022. In this regard, only 3.36 trillion has been provided for PMS subsidy in the 2023 budget.
Ahmed, who spoke on the implementation of the 2022 budget, which the National Assembly has extended to March 31st, 2023, stated that the retained income of the federal government was recorded at 6.5 trillion naira, or 87% of the prorated objective of 7.48 trillion naira. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Moving on to security, the police in Zamfara State have neutralized one bandit and arrested 6 others for alleged banditry, kidnapping, and cattle rustling. The incident happened while operatives were on a confidence-building patrol along Gusau Magami Dansadao Road. A statement from the command's public relations officer, Muhammad Shehu, said the operatives also recovered 2 AK-47 rifles, 104 rounds of live ammunition, and 2 magazines for AK-47 and a bunch of charms. Shehu, while briefing journalists on the command's activities in the new year, said they also repelled bandits' attack at a community in Gusau and Maru local government areas and also arrested 2 suspected bandits for kidnapping and cattle rustling in Zamfara, Katsina, and Niger states. Shehu also said the command in the period under review arrested Abu Umaru of Doka village in Gusau local government area for banditry, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and other heinous crime along Gusau Tafe Road, among others. He said all arrested suspects will be charged to court for prosecution on completion of investigation.
We have the exhibits that was recovered by the police, which you can see the dried leaf suspected to be Indian hemp and some different types of hard drugs. Between 12 and 13 November 2022, police operatives, while on surveillance patrol using the Gusau Metro, intercepted and arrested the above-mentioned suspect. On spot search, large quantity of dried leaf suspected to be Indian hemp and different types of hard drugs were recovered in their possession.
The Department of State Services says it has arrested the mastermind of the vehicle-borne improvised explosive device attack which occurred on 29 December 2022 near the palace of the Ohinoi of Ibereland in Okene, Kogi State during the visit of the president to commission some projects. The service, in a statement by its public relations officer, Peter Afunanya, said KIT arrested Abdulmumini Ibrahim Otaru and one of his associates, Saidu Suleiman, on the 3rd of January 2023. Otaru, who sustained a gunshot injury on his left foot while attempting to escape, is currently receiving treatment at a health facility. The statement added that during investigations, it was ascertained that Otaru was a high commander of Islamic State West African Province and either coordinated or was involved in the 24th June 2022 attack on the Police Area Command Eka Ohizenyi Okehi local government area of Kogi State, the 5th July 2022 attack on Kuje Medium Security Custodial Center in Kuje Area Council of FCT, and the 5th August 2022 attack on West African Ceramics Limited in Ajaokuta local government area, Kogi. The service reiterated its commitment to the safety of the nation and assured of working with stakeholders, including sister security agencies, to tackle the menace of terrorism and other forms of criminality and threats to national security. Moving away from that story, a chief magistrate's court in Kaduna has remanded two men, Abdullahi Sadiq and Sani Nasiru, at the Kaduna Correctional Center on Wednesday for allegedly being in unlawful possession of firearms. Presiding Chief Magistrate Ibrahim Emmanuel ordered that the accused be remanded in custody pending advice by the state's Director of Public Prosecutions. Prosecuting Inspector Sunday Baba had earlier told the court that police operatives arrested the duo at Rigasa area of Kaduna while with one locally fabricated automatic pistol, one Dane gun, 8 cutlasses, knives and daggers. He said they confessed to being on their way to Zaria to meet their gang leader, one Garba, for a robbery operation. The court did not take the accused plea as it lacks jurisdiction to try cases under the Kaduna State Robbery and Firearms Special Provision Act 2004. Chief Magistrate Emmanuel adjourned the case till February 6th, pending advice from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. Still talking security, bandits armed with AK-47 rifles on Tuesday blocked the Ruangodia Sheme Road in Katsina, killing 2 people and abducting 8 others. The bandits, riding on motorcycles, blocked the road and dispossessed passengers of their belongings before whisking them away. Residents of the nearby villages confirmed the incident to Trust TV in Katsina. According to eyewitnesses, the passengers were on their way to Kano from Zamfara when the terrorists attacked. According to reports, 2 more passengers who resisted the kidnappers were shot and currently receiving medical attention at a nearby hospital. At the time of this report, 4 out of the 8 abducted passengers escaped unhurt. You're watching News Hour on Trust TV. Coming up after the break, how Adamawa community struggles with water scarcity. Do stay with us.
This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Ba a iya sutura da abinci jin daɗin duniyar mu ya ƙare. Za ka iya more rayuwarka da kayan alfarma na kamfanin Vento Furniture kamar su Ladi Corner Sets, Escape Sofa Sets, Acadia Sofa, Piano Sofa Sets, Sofa Corner Sets, Vento Sofa Sets. Sannan kuma za ku iya saka ƙayatattun gadaje na alfarma a ɗakunan kamar su Gold Cream Bedroom Sets ko kuma ku wadata falon ku da kujeru na alfarma irin su Sare Royal Set da Acadia Dining Sets. Ofishoshin ku kuwa za ku iya saka manya-manyan kujeru na kece raini domin walwala da jin daɗin ku da abokan hulɗa. Kamfanin Vento Furniture ya tanadar muku gadajen bacci na yara masu inganci, kayan ɗaki irin na angwaye da amare har ma da sarakuna. Muna da shagunanmu a gurare kamar haka: 79 Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos; 7A Azikiwe Road, Port Harcourt; 25 Glover Road, Ikoyi, Lagos; Shop U1 Jabi Lake Mall, Abuja; da kuma 4330 Walker Road, Windsor, Ontario ga mazauna ƙasar Canada. Vento Furniture, mun zagaye ko'ina.
Daily Trust presents 20th Daily Trust Dialogue. Theme: Interrogating the 2023 Presidential Agenda. Panelists: Professor Jibrin Ibrahim, Professor of Political Science and member of the Board of the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD. Dr. Yetunde Anibaba, Lecturer, Analysis of Business Problems, Lagos Business School. Dr. Eugene Enahoro, Human Capacity Development Specialist and CEO, Heltoni Services Limited. Date: Thursday, 25th January 2023. Time: 10 a.m. Venue: NAF Conference Center and Suites, Gwarimpa Expressway, near Next Shopping Mall, Kado, Abuja. For sponsorship and branding participation, contact 081 00 49 1948, 081 65 32 0660, or 080 33 92 8902. The event will be broadcast live on Trust TV.
Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130...
Treated a Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secured are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Really, if you look at England squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. You're still watching News Hour on Trust TV. A recap of our top stories. We told you that APC presidential candidate woos voters in Kano as Kwankwaso commissions campaign office in Delta. You also heard that fuel subsidy ends in 2023 as finance minister gives budget breakdown. A reporter with Media Trust, Idowu Isamotu, has escaped a terrorist attack along the Kaba axis of the Lokoja-Kaba highway. Idowu, who is a crime reporter with a media company and covers defense for the newspaper arm Daily Trust, said he and other passengers in the car were saved from the attack, which occurred around 5:30 p.m. on Wednesday by the whiskers from gunshots of the assailants. Idowu stated that he is not sure of the intent of the assailants who targeted the driver of the vehicle after their effort to stop the car by shooting at the tire proved futile. He added that he was in shock and cannot explain if he had any grudges with anyone to target him. Well, we're all glad that he is safe and sound. Now moving on to more stories. Barely 3 years after the reinstatement of Muhammadu Bello Kirfi as Wazir in Bauchi, the Bauchi Emirate Council has removed Kirfi as council member and his traditional title for disloyalty and disrespect to the state governor, Bala Muhammad. Bello Kirfi was suspended as the Wazir in Bauchi by the Emir of Bauchi, Rilwanu Suleiman Adamu, in 2017 and reinstated in August last year. Governor Muhammad personally presented the letter of reinstatement at Kirfi's residence in Bauchi. Bello Kirfi served as minister under President Shehu Shagari and Minister of Special Duties during the regime of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo. The letter of removal from office as council member and traditional title of Wazir in Bauchi is signed by the council secretary Shehu Mudi Muhammad. Meanwhile, less than 24 hours after her father, Muhammadu Bello Kirfi, was removed as the Wazir in Bauchi and council member of Bauchi Emirate Council, The Commissioner of Cooperatives and Small and Medium Enterprises, Saadatu Bello Kirfi, has resigned her appointment. The resignation, contained in a letter to the Governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, dated January 4, 2023, was made available to newsmen on Wednesday in Bauchi. Saadatu thanks the Governor for giving her the opportunity to serve him and the state well. Muhammad Bello Kirfi was removed as the Wazir in Bauchi and council member of the Bauchi Emirate Council over allegations of disloyalty and disrespect to the state governor. On a sad note, more than 20 farmers are feared dead when a boat carrying about 100 farmers capsized in Kokobese local government area of Kebbi State on Tuesday. Police spokesman in Kebbi, DSP Nafi'u Abubakar, confirmed the incident or accident and promised to release details later. The chairman of Kokobese Local Government Council, Yahaya Bello, also confirmed the incident. He said it occurred on Tuesday night when a rickety boat carried more than 100 rice farmers to Samanaji, a riverine community in the area. He said 80 of the boat's passengers who had been rescued, while 10 were found dead and others still missing. He assured that rescue operation is still ongoing with a view to saving those still missing. As candidates and political parties intensify campaign and mobilization of the electorates ahead of the 2023 elections, presidential candidates are banking on areas where they have comparative advantage over others to sway voters to them. In this report, University lecturer and public affairs analyst Ahmed Usman Altine says the party that has less internal rancor may likely be the one clinching the #1 seat in the country. The report.
According to Altine, each candidate and their political parties have an edge over others that may influence the voting pattern in the 2023 election.
The APC, led by their presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Then you have Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, Peter Obi of Labour, and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso of NPP. So I think it has likely to be one of them is going to clinch the ultimate prize. The party that has less problems and the party that has a lot of presence in terms of governance, they are likely to have an edge over the other political parties.
He says the emergence of the Labour Party may change the voting pattern in the southeast.
And the other thing that seemed to weigh down the PDP is that it is a party that usually has a traditional stronghold in the southeast. But now a new factor has come in. I mean the emergence of Peter Obi of Labour. So apparently whatever will happen in the southeast may not actually favor the PDP at least 100%. So what it means is that it is likely maybe if Obi didn't take the southeast, then the PDP is going to share the votes of the southeast together with the Labour Party.
Another interesting contest is in the northwest, where the ruling APC and the leading opposition PDP dominate the political space of the region. However, Altine says the emergence of New Nigeria People's Party may also make the contest an interesting one in the region.
Then, of course, there is the NNPP of Kwankwaso. So the party more or less has a traditional base, even though it's a new party. And that is maybe Kano and maybe Jigawa. So other places the party has not had the inroad that can make it a presidential party. So that a party that can win the presidential election. So apparently the party that is more or less today in a cohesive nature and have a large support base.
With less than 2 months for Nigerians to decide who their next president is, many believe that amidst the economic and security challenges, Nigerians must elect one who has a clear template to address such challenges. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Nigerians have been urged to collect their PVCs to enable them exercise their franchise come 2023 polls. The call was made by INEC Head of Voter Education and Publicity, Agnes Akpe, at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. Kabir Lawal has the details.
As Nigeria heads towards the general elections, 6.7 million registered voters are yet to collect their permanent voters' cards, a situation causing apprehension amongst stakeholders. The INEC Head of Voter Education and Publicity, Agnes Akpe, said the Commission has put modalities in place to ensure a hitch-free exercise. The Commission then called on those that registered to ensure they collect their cards to be able to have a say in the process.
Nigerians, I think, are eager for the election. If you look at the turnout of people coming for their PVCs, it's obvious that something is happening, something is stirring them on the inside. This time around, they believe that their vote will count, so they want to get their PVCs so they can vote and vote for the people they want.
The Head of Voter Education said that the collection of PVCs for registered voters in all 6 area councils in the FCT has started smoothly and everyone is encouraged.
Even at the local government level, the area council level, we have our people who go out and meet with the traditional rulers, the religious leaders, and all of the people who have a voice there, telling them the need to get their people to come out.
Cross-section of people that spoke with Trust TV News said they are eager to be part of the political decision process by making their voices heard through their votes.
Please come out, collect. Nigeria is ours. Let's try and vote no matter what. Let's come out. Let's fight this fight together so we can make Nigeria a better place for us.
And I urge everybody to come get their PVC. This is my PVC here. You understand? Because this is our country. It's not their country, it's our country. So let's make the right choices and let's do this.
Today I'm like, I need to get this because it's our fight. Really, it's our country. Please, you guys should come out. I beg. Please come out. If I can do it, I'm like kind of like the most laziest person. But if I can do it, you can do it.
I don't see it has been stressful here. Although some have been going with the rumor, that is what is actually discouraging people from coming to this place to pick. I came here and I spent not more than 10 minutes, I was able to get mine.
If you don't know your logo, please, before you come in, I think there are agents that they are there. So you can ask somebody, then they will not direct you.
They should go and study their party logo very well.
As a course?
As a course. 10-unit course, not even 2-unit course.
In a similar vein, youths in the country have been advised not to allow unpatriotic politicians to use them as political thugs before, during, and after the elections. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Thank you, Kabir Lawal, for that report. Now, in the same vein, with less than 2 months to the 2023 general elections, collection of PVCs has peaked across the country as registered voters queue to get their cards. At the collection centers, issues of stress in the process, how Nigerians are responding to the call to collect their PVCs, as well as questions of whether INEC is living up to expectations in the distribution exercise, always dominates discourse as Nigerians spend long hours to get their cards. Noel Sampson has more.
With the elections drawing closer, more Nigerians are rushing to collect the PVCs to enable votes for their preferred candidates at the polls. However, some individuals are reporting unpleasant experiences at the collections venues.
Yeah, it's been stressful actually, you know. You come in and there are a lot of people and it's not just easy. So that's how it's been, and it's been stressful. Like, for instance, you have to come write down your name in the list, and before your names are being called and you're given numbers, that's when you can even go into the INEC office before other processes follow. So, and under this scorching sun, lots of people, and you have other things to do. So it's basically stressful.
I was there yesterday, but nobody was attending to us. They said they were closed around 3 or thereabout.
So today I had to come back for it. So I've been around here for like, say, 2 hours. Basically, I think the organization is very poor. Because for me, though that would be like crying over a spilled milk. However, the organization is very poor because most of the things that are done here to coordinate is done by the said prospective voters, if I might use that word. So they are the ones that is trying to help themselves organize the queue and do what they could do to see how they effectively get their PVC.
Although some have unpleasant tales of the exercise, others who have collected the voters' card hailed the process as swift.
Normally, we only face a little challenges of coming in because of the crowd. Because INEC have been telling people they should come and collect their PVC. They have been making announcements from various places. But people are very difficult to come and pick their card. It's about they had information. INEC they explained more than 3 weeks before giving out from the card. That is why people you see them coming.
No, the process is okay by me. Though human being, to control human being is difficult. So the crowd to control them is difficult. But as I came less than 5 minutes, I collected my own. So it was not stressful.
Meanwhile, those who are waiting to collect the PVCs have appealed to INEC to come up with more innovative ways of distributing the PVCs in order to reduce the number of man-hours wasted during the process. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The federal government on Wednesday inaugurated the governing board of the Niger Delta Development Commission. Secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, at the inauguration, urged the members of the board to be above board and work towards implementing policies that would contribute to the coordinated development of the Niger Delta. The Niger Delta Minister of State, Sharon Ikeazu, urged the new board to work towards restoring hope to the people of the region. The agency had been without a board for nearly 4 years until the Senate on December 20, 2022, confirmed the nominations of the chairman and board members of the commission after President Muhammadu Buhari sent their names in accordance with the NDDC Establishment Act 2008. Moving to health, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control says the new variant of COVID-19 currently ravaging some countries has not been detected in the country. NCDC Director General Ifedayo Adetifa disclosed this in a statement on Wednesday. According to the statement, the new variant, which is known as COVID-19 Omicron sublineages, is partly responsible for the current increase in COVID-19 cases in China, the United States, and the United Kingdom. Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State has signed Executive Order No. 2 that would ensure maximum protection of mining host communities in the state. The State Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Yakubu Kwanta, disclosed this at a press briefing in Lafia. Abubakar Abdullahi sent in the report as presented from our studio.
Nasarawa State is one of the states blessed with mineral deposits in the country. Mining activities are ongoing across different parts of the state, with cases of infractions recorded in the course of mining. To checkmate such excesses from the activities of miners, the state government has signed an executive order in that regard. Addressing journalists on the Executive Order No. 2 signed by the Nasarawa State Governor, the State Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Yakubu Kwanta, explained that the order is to protect mining host communities across the state from insecurity and other forms of criminality occasioned by mining activities.
Of the Executive Order No. 02/2022 by His Excellency Engineer Abdullahi Sule, the Executive Governor of Nasarawa State, to protect mining host community in the state from insecurity and other forms of criminality, and the need to provide institutional support for technical assistance to artisanal miners. All mining entities arriving the state with authorities of the federal government to carry out mining in the state must report to the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources to verify their legal status, citizenship, and background before settlement in the communities in collaboration with security agencies in the state.
The order also restricts all mining host communities from transmitting their rights of occupancy of lands to entities.
All other mining leases or licenses are restricted to the powers conferred on them by the Mineral and Mining Act 2007, and the Land Use Act 1978, and to ensure restoration and repatriation of integrity of degraded lands and environment as required by this Act.
The Commissioner maintains that all mining entities are to ensure that physical development of structures are approved by the government. He said henceforth the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, Ministry of Justice, Nasarawa Internal Revenue Service, local government councils, traditional institutions and security agencies shall all commence total enforcement of the executive order and also initiate investigations and prosecution of defaulters in accordance with the law.
At least 75% of Bere community in Numan local government area, Adamawa State, lack potable drinking water. This situation has exposed individuals in the community to various waterborne diseases. Salis Lowen visited the community and files in this report.
This is a daily routine for this young pregnant woman, Grace Marcos. She treks miles to fetch water from this river. Bari is one community in Numan local government of Adamawa that has a large percentage of educated people, and they are also rich in culture. Authorities in the area said the community has fertile farmlands that contribute immensely to the economic development of the state, yet the population has no clean drinking water and are always vulnerable to waterborne and other communicable diseases. This is their major source of drinking water, the Boza River.
Well, we have the problem of water in this our area, and we are begging government to help us bring balls and some things that can help us to get water inside our area.
The residents, however, appeal to government to come to their aid, as lack of access to safe water affect the physical well-being of women and children, who have no choice but to carry heavy vessels long distances. From Yola, Salis Lawan, Trust TV News.
You're still watching News Hour on Trust TV. More stories shortly.
This is Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
My people, how do you feel when you see bulldozers demolish beautiful but illegally built private houses, estates, or plazas? Agony and pain. That is exactly what the FCT administration feels also. No responsible government is happy to inflict pain on her people by demolishing any property. Are you planning to acquire a piece of land? Avoid buying land from indigents or local chiefs or any other unauthorized source, as doing so could ruin your valuable investment. Only the Minister of FCT allocates land in Abuja. So, to acquire a piece of land in Abuja, go to the Abuja Geographic Information Systems, popularly known as AGIS, and obtain the relevant application form. Also, visit the FCDA Mass Housing Department to check the genuineness of land title before you acquire any property in any of the housing estates in Abuja. Do the right thing. Don't be a victim. This message is from the Federal Capital Territory Administration.
Welcome back. Let's now join Chiamaka Nwafo for business news.
Nigeria's oil production rose to an 8-month high of 1.35 million barrels per day, helping to push OPEC production to 150,000 barrels daily, according to a Bloomberg survey. Total production by the cartel amounted to 29.14 million barrels per day, with Nigeria accounting for the entire new production. This development suggests that the Nigerian government cracked down on oil thieves, may be yielding some positive results. In a media briefing last August, Mele Kyari, Group Chief Executive of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, said the corporation has contracted private security firms, including one linked to government, Ekpemupolo, popularly called Tompolo, a former Niger Delta militant, to protect the pipelines. Though Nigeria's output has risen to 1.35 million barrels per day, it is still half of the volume pumped a decade ago. U.S. social media giant Meta was slapped on Wednesday with fines totaling 319 million euros, approximately $413 million, for breaching EU personal data laws on Facebook and Instagram, Ireland's data regulator disclosed. The Irish Data Protection Commission said in a statement that Meta breached its obligations in relation to transparency and used an incorrect legal basis for its processing of personal data for the purpose of behavioral advertising. The watchdog reached final decisions to fine Meta Ireland 210 million euros in relation to Facebook and 180 million euros in relation to Instagram for violating Europe's Landmark General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR). Meta and other US big tech firms have been hit by huge fines over their business practices in the European Union in recent years, and the bloc has also tightened online regulation. And in stocks, activities on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange on Wednesday grew further as the all-share index closed 0.12% higher to settle at 51,657.56 points. The market capitalization rose by 33 billion naira, or 0.12%, to close at 28.136 trillion naira. Market breadth closed positive as 21 stocks gained against 12 stocks that declined in their share prices at the end of the day's trading. Aggregate volume and value of trader stocks settled at 265.7 million units and 13.5 billion naira in 4,156 deals. And that's it on Business News. I am Chiamaka Nwafo.
Thank you, Chiamaka Nwafo, for the business news. Now we'll move on to the international scene. 2 car bombs detonated by Al-Shabaab militants killed at least 15 people and flattened several houses in central Somalia's Hiran region on Wednesday, a government-allied militia and a local elder reported. Al-Qaeda affiliate Al-Shabaab has been waging an insurgency against Somalia's government since 2007. It was pushed out of Hiran last year by government forces and allied clan militias known as Makawisli, but has continued to stage attacks. Mahas District Commissioner Mumin Mohammed Halani told state radio that one bomb targeted his house and the other hit the home of a federal lawmaker. Al-Shabaab's media office claimed responsibility in a statement, saying it had targeted apostate militias and soldiers. The insurgents have been under pressure since August, when President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud launched a military offensive shortly after coming into office. The government forces and Makawisli have received support from United States and African Union troops. The government said it has killed hundreds of Al-Shabaab fighters and recaptured dozens of settlements, although different sides often give conflicting accounts of clashes. In sports, Manchester United are in talks with Crystal Palace over a potential Jack Butland loan, with the Eagles interested in re-signing Aaron Wan-Bissaka. United have opened talks with Crystal Palace over the signing of English goalkeeper Butland after Newcastle United opted to recall Martin Dubravka halfway through his season-long loan at Old Trafford. It has also been reported that Palace are interested in re-signing Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who could come up in the ongoing negotiations between the two clubs. Butland is out of contract in the summer, but Palace have an option to extend his deal for another year. It has been said that they could even trigger an extension and then sanction a loan. Let's now join Adeni Ajishafe for more sports news.
The 2023 World Table Tennis contender will start off in Durban, South Africa, with Nigerian star Haruna Quadri and Egypt's Dina Meshref expected to be the stars of the competition. The reigning African champion Haruna had missed results in 2022 and will be hoping to have a better year in 2023. Host country South Africa will field 28 players made up of 16 males and 12 females. Top African players will be in contention for the honor as the tournament is scheduled to hold from 10th to 15th of January at Olive Convention Center in Durban. And selling table tennis. Meanwhile, African #1 table tennis player Haruna Quadri has confirmed his transfer from Bundesliga side TTC Ronsprudel for the Mavzel to Russian champion Paket Gazprom Orenburg for the remaining parts of 2022-2023 season. Haruna announced his departure from the German side on Tuesday after 2 seasons with the Folder, where he led his side to the semi-final of the German Cup as well as Bundesliga playoff last season. Orenburg contacted Folder in October 2022 to indicate their intention to have Quadri in their fold after paying necessary transfer fee for his signature move in January. Haruna Quadri helped Folder move from relegation zone in the Bundesliga in their last league match of last season to occupy 12th place in the 16-team league. Haruna's new club, Paket Gazprom Orenburg, are 3-time ETTU Champions League winners with several records set in the Russian league. That's Sport News. I am Adeni Ajishafe.
And with that, we've come to the end of News Hour on Trust TV. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.
From the Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.